Junior Mints when I go to the movie. I don't know. You're a victim. You're being programmed right there. But listen, it's much, much, much more serious now. It's not all about being addicted to Coca-Cola or Junior Mints. Here's what you're being programmed to believe. That Christians are stupid. You're being programmed. I mean, you got all these TV shows that if you're a Christian, well, then you're just completely out of touch, because here's these cool people on this show, and they're atheists, or they don't go to church, or they're cool because they do the wrong thing, or they're cool because they sleep around, or they cool if they do this or do that. And it completely is opposed to everything that your parents have taught you. But see, it just gets in. Do you guys remember when the skit guys were here? Okay, and the son comes up to dad. He's like, hey, I want to go to the movies. Can I go to that certain movie? And he's like, I know you're going to tell me no. He goes, no, you can go. I just want you to eat this brownie before you go. You remember that? He's like, the movie's okay. It's just got a little bit of stuff in it. But I'll close my eyes or something like that. I won't even think about that. He goes, okay, here's a brownie. He eats a brownie. He's like, I put a special ingredient in it. This is good. What is it? And he tries to guess all the ingredients. And his dad says, it's poop. But don't worry, I just put like a little bit in there. He starts spitting it out. He's like, I get it, right? See, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just something where they just kind of mention a little bit of something, some of it that's programming you is just really small, and then some of it is way, way big. I mean, I never thought that there would be a show on regular TV called Sex in the City. Completely popular to just right out there. Where this woman, here's the deal. Here's what I'm saying. It's being programmed to you to where it's no big deal. It's being programmed to all of us. Let me ask you this. You ever watch something? I'm not even going to ask this. But even Pastor Cam and I have talked about this. Sometimes you see a movie that you know you're not supposed to see. Maybe you're over at a friend's house. Or maybe y'all go out to the movies and you sneak into a certain kind of movie. And you know your parents wouldn't let you to watch that. Or maybe you're over at your friend's house, or maybe at your house and you've got cable and you stay up late and you're watching something that you know you shouldn't be watching. Or maybe you're on the internet and you pull up stuff that you know you shouldn't pull up. There are images that you have set and put in front of you that, I don't know if you're like me, but I've done that before. Just because someone said your parents told you, don't do this or don't watch that. I don't want you watching that. And so we're thinking, it must be good, right? How many of you thought whenever you had a curfew, maybe you still have a curfew, that you have to go to bed at a certain time and everyone else stays up late and you're like, they're having a party without me. Anybody think that? I used to think that because I heard all kinds of commotion going on. I'm like, there must be something that they don't want me a part of. And we think that about some of these shows or these movies. There's got to be something good that they don't want me to see. But we watch it and we put stuff in front of our minds. And I don't know about you, but I've gone to bed before and have dreams about the stuff that I've watched. Or I've got images just ingrained in my brain. And even after I watched it, I'm like, God, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible for watching that. I feel dirty for watching. I shouldn't have put that in front of myself. I shouldn't have watched that and sat. And I know it was wrong, God, and I'm sorry. I won't do it again. And then you get up from praying and you're walking, and if you close your eyes, those images are still there. And you know it's wrong, but you can't get rid of them. You're being programmed. And it's just programming you, and it's constantly in front of you. And sometimes you just can't get rid of it when you're thinking, all I want to do is just get rid of that because I know it was wrong. Look at this, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5 and 6. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought and make it obedient to Christ. Everything that would set itself up against God and what God teaches, we take those thoughts captive. I don't know about you, but I've watched stuff before, or I've watched shows and go, well, it's just got a little bit in it. And those thoughts start becoming my thoughts. Or maybe there's language in there that I know that I would never use in front of people that I know. And I go, well, I don't talk like that, and it doesn't hurt my feelings if I hear other people talking like that. But you start surrounding yourself with that, you start putting it in front of you. I don't know about you, but I can get upset or I can get angry or something can happen. Maybe you just bust your finger in the door or something like that, and there it is in your mind. There it is in your mind. You put it in front of yourself so much and you're like, oh man, I almost said that. I almost said that, and I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I used to cuss like crazy. Because I hung around people that cussed all the time, and so I would go to school and I could cuss with the best of them, you know. I think I even made up some cuss words because I just wanted to be cool. But I would come home and know that if I said something like that in front of my parents, they would have washed my mouth out with soap. In fact, my mom did one time. I didn't like that taste. But you know, you put that stuff in front of you and you think, I don't need to say that. And I especially don't want to say that in front of these people because then they would think less of me. But those thoughts just come up. You're being programmed. You're being programmed to think stuff is okay and it's stuff that God has already said is not okay. Let me ask you this. How many of you guys would eat something you know would make you sick? You guys are crazy. How many of you guys would eat poison? Put your hand down. You would not. Okay, let me ask you this. Anybody ever had food poisoning? Dude, I got sick as a dog one time eating Taco Bell. Woke up in the middle of the night. I was like, oh! Throwing up over the side of the bed, right? Here's the deal. Taco Bell tacos have that weird meat in it. It's like the mystery meat that's just finely diced up. I mean, it's just these little fine particles. Is it really meat? We will never know. I think I saw them squeezing it out of a bag in the back. I got sick on Taco Bell. I was throwing up so hard. Okay, here's the deal. I was throwing up so hard. It's like this was the edge of the toilet bowl. I was going, okay. Came out so hard. I was picking Taco Bell meat out of my nose for a week. I was throwing up so hard. Okay? You ever just thrown up so hard it comes out of your nose and your mouth at the same time? Ah! Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think if I knew that Taco Bell meat that I ate was not good for me, knowing what I know now about when I threw up that bad, and for the next week, oh, but that's Taco Bell meat. Do you think I would have chosen to eat that Taco Bell meat? But it tasted so good, and I was so hungry. And this is a Taco Bell. Tacos are good. What's wrong with these tacos? They're good. And just eat them. And then 3 o'clock in the morning, go! I would not have chosen to put that Taco Bell meat in my mouth. Because I'm like, hey, later on, I'm going to be throwing up so bad, it's going to burn my nose. Listen to me. Listen. We do this. We do this. We put poison in front of us. We put stuff that we know is opposed to what God teaches. We know this stuff is not good for us. It's just like poison, but we put it in front of ourselves. We put it in front of our eyes. Third point, the screen feeds the eyes. See, I would not have fed myself that poison. I would not have fed myself something that I know would have made me sick or yet even kill me. But it tasted so good. See, we do that, don't we? Okay, let's get real honest. Let's get real honest. We watch this stuff and we think, but I can talk about this with my cool friends later. Guys, we can look up stuff on the internet and go, that's just awesome right there. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it just feels so good to put this stuff in front of us when we know it's not right. But there is something within us. We don't even know that we're poisoning ourselves. But we gotta feel so good and gotta be cool. Look at this. Luke chapter 11. Verse 34 through 36. Your eye is a lamp for your body. A pure eye lets sunshine into your soul, but an evil eye, everybody look at your person next to you and say, evil eye. Evil eye.